It was a cold night in San Francisco. The city lights flickered as people rushed past, lost in their own worlds. On the corner of a dimly lit street, a man sat hunched over an old laptop, his fingers moving rapidly over the keyboard. His clothes were worn, his face unshaven, but his eyes burned with determination. His name was Jake. Once a promising software engineer, life had taken a cruel turn. A series of unfortunate events had left him jobless and homeless. Yet, despite everything, he never stopped coding. It was the only thing that made him feel alive. One evening, as he sat outside a cafe using its free Wi-Fi, a sleek black Tesla pulled up nearby. The driver, a tall man in a dark jacket, stepped out and glanced around. It was none other than Elon Musk. Elon had been deep in thought, brainstorming ideas for his next big project, when he noticed Jake typing furiously on his battered laptop. Something about the man's intensity intrigued him. He approached Jake, peering at his screen. "What are you working on?" Elon asked curiously. Startled, Jake looked up and immediately recognized the billionaire standing before him. He hesitated, then replied, "Just coding. Trying to build something." Elon knelt beside him, glancing at the lines of code on the screen. His eyebrows raised in surprise. "This is impressive," he murmured. "You wrote all this?" Jake nodded. "Yeah. I don't have much, but I have my skills." Elon was silent for a moment, then said something that would change Jake's life forever. "Come with me. I think I have a job for you." Jake's eyes widened. Was this real? A test? A cruel joke? But as he looked into Elon's eyes, he saw sincerity. He hesitated, then stood up, gripping his laptop tightly. Elon took him straight to the headquarters of X, formerly Twitter, where he introduced Jake to his team. "This guy is brilliant," Elon told them. "Let's see what he can do." That night, Jake was given a desk, a powerful computer, and a challenge: solve a complex algorithm problem that had been troubling the team for weeks. He barely slept, pouring himself into the work. By morning, he had cracked it. The engineers were stunned. Elon, reviewing the solution, smiled. "Welcome to the team, Jake." Over the next few months, Jake transformed from a man sleeping on the streets to a key developer at one of the most innovative tech companies in the world. With a steady income, he found a home, reconnected with his estranged family, and even started mentoring other struggling coders. One evening, Jake stayed late at the office, working on a crucial security patch for the platform. Elon walked by and saw him deep in concentration. "You remind me of myself," Elon said. "Obsessed with solving problems." Jake chuckled. "It's the only thing that keeps me going." Elon sat across from him. "You've come far, but this is just the beginning. Ever thought about creating something of your own?" Jake hesitated. "I've had ideas, but I never thought I'd get the chance." Elon smiled. "Consider this your chance." Encouraged, Jake started working on his own project, a revolutionary AI-driven coding assistant designed to help beginner programmers. Elon took notice and decided to invest in Jake's vision. Soon, Jake's project gained attention in the tech world, and within a year, he had launched his own startup. At the company's launch event, Jake stood on stage, addressing the audience. "A year ago, I was living on the streets, coding under streetlights. Today, I'm here because someone believed in me." Elon, watching from the front row, nodded in approval. "The world needs more people like you, Jake." Months later, Jake's company became one of the fastest-growing startups in Silicon Valley. He hired people who, like him, had faced struggles but had untapped potential. One day, he met a young coder living out of his car, just as he once had. Without hesitation, Jake offered him a job. And so, the cycle continued, a reminder that one act of kindness can change a life and set off a chain reaction of hope. Jake's journey was not just about his rise from homelessness to success. It was about the belief that every person has the potential for greatness, no matter their circumstances. As his company grew, Jake never forgot where he came from. He began to speak at tech conferences, sharing his story to inspire others who had been through struggles. His mission was clear: to help people unlock their potential, no matter their background. With every new hire, he saw a bit of himself in them, the quiet brilliance, the hunger for change, the desire to break free from the chains that held them down. He had lived it, and now he was passing on the torch. At one of these conferences, Jake was invited to share his story alongside Elon, who had become a close mentor. As they stood together on stage, Elon spoke to the crowd. "You see, Jake is not just a success story. He represents something far bigger, a movement that says we do not define people by their circumstances, but by their actions and their dreams." Jake smiled, looking out at the audience, his heart full of gratitude. "If there's one thing I've learned," he said, "it's that it's never too late to change your story. Every day is a new chance." His words echoed through the room, and the crowd rose to their feet in applause. As the years passed, Jake's company continued to thrive. He expanded his mentorship programs, helping hundreds of young coders gain the skills they needed to succeed. He launched initiatives to provide free coding resources to underserved communities, ensuring that anyone, no matter their background, had the opportunity to learn and grow. And as he looked back on that cold night when he had first met Elon, Jake knew one thing for certain: the power of belief and second chances could change the world, one coder at a time. Jake's impact was felt far beyond the world of technology. As his company continued to grow, he started collaborating with nonprofits and schools, helping underprivileged students gain access to tech education. He was determined to make the world a more inclusive place, where anyone, regardless of where they came from, could dream big and succeed. As Jake sat in his office late one night, reviewing new strategies for his outreach programs, a knock on the door interrupted his thoughts. It was Elon, who had come to check in on him. "I've been thinking," Elon said, sitting across from Jake. "You've done more in a few years than most people do in a lifetime. What's next for you?" Jake leaned back in his chair, pondering the question. "I want to build a network, a global platform that connects struggling coders with mentors and opportunities. People like me shouldn't have to wait for a lucky break. We should be creating a system that ensures no one falls through the cracks." Elon's eyes lit up. "Now that's the kind of vision we need. Let's make it happen." Together, they began laying the groundwork for a new initiative that would connect thousands of aspiring programmers with industry leaders. The platform would provide scholarships, internships, and mentorship to help individuals from all walks of life break into the tech world. As the project gained momentum, Jake's story was shared in media outlets worldwide. People from every corner of the globe reached out, expressing how his journey had inspired them to keep going despite their own struggles. Many shared their own stories of perseverance, knowing they weren't alone. One day, Jake received a letter from a young girl in a remote village who had taught herself coding using free online resources. She wrote, "I never thought someone like me could succeed, but your story made me believe I could. I want to thank you for showing me that anything is possible." Tears welled up in Jake's eyes as he read the letter. It was moments like this that reminded him of why he kept going, why he never gave up, even when things seemed impossible. With each new milestone, Jake's resolve strengthened. He had learned the hard way that success was not just about what you achieved, but about how you lifted others up along the way. As his company expanded globally, Jake continued to spread his message: never stop believing in yourself, no matter how hard life gets. The world is waiting for your brilliance. And so, Jake's journey from the streets to Silicon Valley became a living testament to the power of second chances, the resilience of the human spirit, and the belief that one person, no matter where they start, can change the world.